Well, you're not here for me, of course. So we will let Norm speak, and then I will try to explain the larger context. I think this joke is kind of so so. I don't think it's too offensive, but some people nowadays are very sensitive about these kinds of topics. So get ready for it. I vaguely even remember this when it happened. I was like, oh, okay. Because, I was a kid, so I didn't know movie culture that well. I mean, I saw a lot of movies, but anyway, okay. So the joke is he's making fun of the Oscars, but the punchline may be a little brutal.
Nominations were announced this week, and Tom Hanks and Jodie Foster are in a heated competition in the Academy's controversial new category, Best Retard.
Right. The joke here, of course, is that for those who are not aware, and I saw Forrest Gump, but not Nell. So with Nell, I'm going to be more speculative. But with Forrest Gump, we have a titular character, Forrest, who is a little slow. He also has some problem with his legs. And in the course of the movie, he becomes like the Flash, a super fast runner and just incredibly athletic. But he started off really badly, not knowing everything and problems with his legs. But gosh darn it, believing in God and Jesus and his mama, he became super powerful. An inspiring story. Nell is slightly different, from what I understand. She suffered from autism, and it got really way more complicated. Where a Jedi Knight, I'm not joking. It is Liam Neeson. So anyway, Qui-Gon takes an interest in the person who can't speak here, and apparently she can speak, but she's speaking a secret language that only she and her sister know, but the sister is dead. There you go. So Qui-Gon is going to tap into his Jedi power to talk to silent film actress Jodie there, whatever. Anyway, but I was surprised. I know Forrest was like a monster hit. You could not escape this thing. This thing like it was like a monster. It was a massive cultural box office hit. But no, Nell actually turned in respectable money. It was made for like $25, 25 million, and it made over 100 million. There you go. So it made a little bit of bank. Well, give it that much. But as to what the joke is about, yeah, there's this kind of tendency in the Oscars to feature someone disabled, whether a speech impediment or something more physical, like their arms or their legs, and yada, yada, yada. Wouldn't you know, somehow they overcome the disability. So just because you are in a wheelchair doesn't mean the wheelchair is in you. And probably the best film on this one is Tropic Thunder, where they really clearly are specifically targeting the stereotype. And I think they're very much talking about Forrest Gump, and they have Simple Jack, right? And obviously the joke is Ben Stiller's not disabled, but his character is disabled, and there you go. But apparently it was a heartwarming story of a guy with a disability, and somehow he overcame his disability. There's even a technical title called a super crip. I know, you can Google it, super crip. So yeah, it's a little weird that it's become kind of a fetish. And it's still going on now. So yeah, it's a little strange. Now they don't do it all the time, but you will notice like when an Oscar-winning performance by an Oscar-winning actor is like, oh, they're a little slow, or they're in a wheelchair, or they can't talk, or whatever, and we're like, oh my god, how did they? Oh my god, they're not disabled, but they play it so well. Yeah, it is a little grotesque. But there you go. So that's the context of the joke. Joke itself is like so. I mean, it's not entirely accurate. Like Forrest is slow, Nell is slow, but I mean they're not technically stupid. But there you go. So yeah, a little piece of 1990s trivia. Make of it what you will. Are we overcoming the super crip stereotype, or we're gonna get it all over again? Who knows? R.I.P. Norm.